What's up, everyone? Today is Tuesday. It's August the 14th. I'm actually going to be uploading this video on Tuesday, August the 14th. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I was actually recording on a Saturday, but due to some technical difficulties with graphic design and all that good stuff, I was unable to upload in a timely fashion. So I ended up just throwing it up there yesterday. It was a little off, obviously, because of the dates, but regardless, I got it up there. And so today, I am coming to you to talk to you about the Atrocia Omarosa. Yes, we're talking about Omarosa, and Atrocia is not a real word. I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyhow, you gotta really be disappointed in Omarosa because, it's funny. I want to say I was actually speaking with another YouTuber about this when she had got fired, and it was a concern, or at least it was just, we were having this discussion, and I was like, I hope she does, she does the right thing. I really hope she doesn't go ahead and use this as an opportunity to probably go on some shows, or obviously create a book or something like that, and then use that to kind of be a weapon to attack the president. And of course, here it is. It's August 14th, 2018, and that's exactly what I'm talking about to you. Omarosa in a book. She's a relentless opportunist. A relentless opportunist. You heard it here. I don't know why she obviously, well, we do know why. It's obviously she's motivated by money. But I just don't understand why anyone would actually go and buy her book. Even on the left, because they all know her motives. I think at this point in time, the fact that now she's got booted out the White House, and now she's deciding that she wants to do this tell-all book, and all of a sudden the president is racist, and she's doing recordings and all this crazy stuff. She's already being debunked like layer by layer, and names that she's given in this book are challenging her and saying, no, these things weren't said. So here you got another book, kind of like, what was it, Fire and Fury, that made a bunch of allegations that aren't verified, that aren't backed by anything. I think she obviously felt that she was really going to do a service by recording it, so she has proof of something. But I mean, I know right now I've listened to the John Kelly and the tape where she said she was being threatened. Where was the threat? There was no threat at all. He was actually pretty diplomatic about it. So I didn't get that. And then there is a recording of her with the president, which I honestly have to say I haven't listened to yet. I am going to listen to, but for the most part, yeah, big deal, whoop-de-whoop. You got fired again. And I don't have my phone to look at, but if you've read the tweets over the past couple of days, I mean, I follow the president on Twitter. They're hilarious based on what he said about her. I mean, 10 years? You were around this person for 10 years, and I mean, he went as far as pulling you in and bringing you to the White House and allowing you to have a position there. I want to say her position was, she was supposed to be like a leader of urban engagement or something to that fashion. I think when I heard that, it made me follow her on Twitter, because I mean, I never watched reality shows, never been into them. I remember watching when she was, I don't know if this was The Apprentice or a different reality show, but I remember her with the model Janice Dickinson, and her and Janice Dickinson were bickering all the time on this show. And I specifically remember Janice Dickinson saying that Omarosa looked like Mr. Ed on crack. So Omarosa looked like Mr. Ed on crack. That was hilarious. So funny. But just craziness. So, I mean, her in her whole essence and her aura and who she really is, I mean, she's just shown her true colors. Nothing's changed. She's the same person she was before she had this position, and here it is, she gets booted out. I think I've heard or read about her arguing with people, being loud, being nasty, unprofessional, all these different things. So, I mean, she was fired again by John Kelly. And so she's out the White House, and now she's on this book tour. Even April Ryan from CNN said that she was evil or something to that nature. She said the same thing, like, you know, now you want to be embraced now. They don't trust you. They don't trust you at all. So you want to be embraced now from the people who were like shooting you down, who wouldn't talk to you, who treated you really badly because of your support of Trump. And now that you get kicked out, this is how you decide to respond. So that's really annoying, and it's unfortunate, and it's disappointing. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. So everything that just happened with Omarosa actually made me think about when I was running for a union leadership position, and there was this person who I actually used to speak to, who I used to have conversations with. For the most part, they knew what I was passionate about, the things I was interested in doing, the change that I wanted to see, the platform that I planned on running on. And they kept themselves around me and some other folks. And eventually, when I decided to run for the position that I ran for, after considering my interactions with this individual and the position that this person had, because she had similar passion and cared about the same things, but I learned about her where everything was about me, and her emotions and what she felt, I feel, and I believe, and it turned into being this show was all about her. And she was using I'm just going to use, for lack of better words, she was using my celebrity to be the face of what she wanted to do. So she was totally on board with getting behind me, but she wanted to be next to me as like a second hand. And when I realized the individual that she was through those interactions, how she was very emotional, how she seemed to be kind of self-centered and all was about her, I decided to go in a different direction. So I decided not to run with her. And oh my God, that must have been the craziest thing I did by deciding not to choose her. I mean, this woman turned into, like, remember that movie, the single female or something? So I was calling her the single black female, because the behavior and everything that I had to encounter after the fact of me deciding not to run with her was crazy. It was just crazy. She compared herself to knowing how Jesus felt. She said to me in an angry text, now she knows how Jesus felt when the 30 disciples betrayed her. I said, I can't. Okay, and this continued on, this craziness. But at the end of the day, regardless of what her intentions were, because again, I believe she shared the same passions as I did. She was on board, interested as far as like what we wanted to get done, what we wanted to enact, what we wanted to get in place specifically for a big group of people. She was on board with that. But when it came down to, I guess this opportunity was all about me. And the fact that I decided not to pull her to run, she still could have been involved. But from a leadership perspective, she was dangerous. And I did not want anything to do with that. So based on me making that decision, it was just like, the interactions, it was all this vengeful stuff. Oh, she went on this crappy campaign to just put my name in the mud. It was bad. But all it had to do with was the fact that this person was upset with me that I did not select her. So, an opportunist is an opportunist. She was using me, is what I ended up finding out and realizing. She was using me to try to get herself in the door to get the things that it is that she wanted to do. So, it's just, just dangerous. And Omarosa, I'm so sorry that you felt the need to do this. Of course, again, this is for attention, obviously. And you have no political career. You have no political career left at all, because if you think you were doing something, like, the left they're never going to trust you. You're a snake, okay? That's what you're going to be viewed as. No one will ever step foot near you. They know they're really corrupt, okay? They're really, really corrupt, so they ain't letting you nowhere near them. They keep you on a little leash and keep you as a pawn as they see fit, but you're not getting nowhere near them at all. So that's just too bad. But that's all I'll say about Omarosa. I mean, I don't think anybody should be that surprised. Her history and her resume shows that, yeah, she's capable of stuff like this. And this is what happens. So, with that said, guys, I'm going to get really smart for you like LeBron did the other day. These are actually prescription. They're real glasses, but they go on when I'm staring at a computer, when I have to zoom in on words and stuff like that. And actually, I got them because, in my former job, I used to look at a screen a lot. And that has an impact on your eyes. There's the glare there. So these are considered progressive lenses. And I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm going to be smart today. Okay? I'm going to be smart today. So this is me actually touching on something that wasn't touched on the other day. I meant to touch on this when I was talking about Alex Jones. I have this article that's titled, Facebook Banned InfoWars. Now what? Right? So I meant to read this, actually, not the entire thing, but I did underline a couple of things that stood out to me. So just to give you guys a quick intro, like I said, not reading all of it, but Mr. Jones is just one Facebook user out of 2.2 billion, but he had become symbolic of tech platforms' inconsistency and reluctance to engage in a misinformation war. The pressure on Facebook to do something about him had intensified after executives gave a series of vague and confusing answers to lawmakers and reporters about the company's policies. Misinformation was allowed to stay on the platform, they said, but hate speech wasn't. So misinformation is okay. In other words, fake news is okay to stay on the platform. That's what Facebook is saying. This is okay. But hate speech wasn't. What is hate speech? What is hate speech? Based on whose a description of it? Who's defining hate speech? But misinformation, meaning knowingly lying to people, is okay. That can stay there. So users dug up and reported old InfoWars posts asking for their removal on the grounds that they glorified violence and contained dehumanizing language against Muslims, immigrants, and transgender people. This is, the social justice warriors. This is these people who do the bidding for the social justice warriors. This is what we have to deal with now. So, but misinformation is okay. It's okay to knowingly lie and mislead people and put out false information. It's not right. There's just so many standards going around. And depending on the industry you're in, I mean, you cannot lie to people because, I mean, if you falsify documents, you falsify all these different kinds of things, you can get in trouble for it. But knowingly misleading the public and giving them wrong information, lying to them, is okay for platforms like Facebook and Apple and Spotify and Twitter and all these things. So it's just a dangerous precedent that's been set with them going after Alex Jones. And I mean, they can just debunk anything that we say. Everything is fake news. As long as it's coming from them, they're supposed to be real news, right? So I hope that doesn't get misconstrued. I'm going to do my best to report the facts and not the emotions on my channel. And just so you know, this article came from what's supposed to be a reputable source, New York Times, right? So we're reading from them. They're the ones who are publishing these things, and we're just giving our opinions of it. Instead of being PR for some big corporation or some organization and pumping propaganda, we're just going to be reading articles and giving a little input. That's it. So with that said, guys, I hope you're all well. I will be back on your screen maybe in another 2 days or so. And hope everybody's good. With that said, bye-bye.